My parents excluded me from every family vacation for 20 years. You don't fit in on trips. When I took a 5-star vacation with my new family, they lost it. For 20 years, my parents took my siblings on family vacations and left me behind. They said I didn't fit in on trips, that it was better for everyone if I stayed home. When I married into a family that took me on a 5-star, all-expenses-paid trip to Costa Rica, my parents called me ungrateful. I said, ungrateful for what? You never took me anywhere. I'm the middle child of 3. My older sister Jolene is 38. My younger brother Cade is 32. I'm 35. Every year growing up, my parents took a family vacation. The beach, the mountains, a cabin, a cruise, Disney World twice. I wasn't on any of them. The first time they left me behind, I was 8. They went to Myrtle Beach for a week. I stayed with my grandmother. Mom said, you get carsick and you don't like the ocean. It's better if you stay. I did get carsick. I didn't dislike the ocean. I'd been to the beach once and I was 5. I cried for 2 days after they left. Grandma took me for ice cream and let me sleep in her bed. I thought it was a one-time thing. It wasn't. Every year there was a new reason. I was too anxious. I complained too much. I didn't get along with Jolene. I was difficult at restaurants. I was hard to manage. The reasons changed. The result didn't. By the time I was 13, I stopped asking. I'd just nod when Mom said, we're going to Gatlinburg next week. Grandma will pick you up Thursday. I spent my childhood looking at photos of my family at places I'd never been. Jolene and Cade building sandcastles, the 4 of them on a boat, everyone in matching shirts at a theme park. I wasn't in a single vacation photo until I was 26, and I paid for that trip myself. The worst part wasn't being left behind. It was the way they talked about trips when they came home. Inside jokes I didn't understand. Stories that started with, remember when, and ended with everyone laughing except me. They'd built 20 years of shared memories, and I was locked out of every one of them. When I asked my parents about it as an adult, Mom said, you were a difficult child. Trips were stressful enough without managing your moods. I was a child. Managing me was your job. We did what was best for the family. The family included me. Dad said, it wasn't personal. You just didn't fit in on trips. 20 years of exclusion, and his answer was that it wasn't personal. I met my husband Jerome when I was 28. His family is the opposite of mine. His mother Claudette plans group trips every year. Extended family, cousins, grandparents, everyone. The first year Jerome and I were dating, Claudette invited me to their annual trip. I said, you don't have to include me. She looked at me like I'd said something in a different language. Of course I'm including you. You're part of this family. I cried in the bathroom for 5 minutes. Jerome found me and asked what happened. I said, your mom just invited me on a vacation. Nobody in my entire life has done that. Not once. Not my parents. Not anyone. He held me and said, you're going to need a bigger suitcase. The trip was to a resort on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica. All expenses paid. Claudette booked the entire thing herself. 5-star property, ocean view rooms, a spa, guided tours. I had my own room. Claudette left a welcome card on the pillow that said, we're so glad you're here. I took photos of everything. The sunset, the pool, the family dinner on the beach. Jerome's cousin caught one of me standing on a balcony looking at the ocean, and I didn't know she was taking it until she sent it to me. I was smiling in a way I didn't recognize. Jerome posted a few photos on social media. My mom saw them. She called me the next day. Who paid for that? Jerome's family. Must be nice to have someone else's family spoil you. It is nice. It's also what happens when a family includes everyone. She went quiet. Then she said, you're making us look bad. I'm standing on a beach, Mom. If that makes you look bad, that's not my fault. Dad called an hour later. Your mom is upset. About what? The trip, the photos? She feels like you're rubbing it in. I went on a vacation for the first time with a family that wanted me there. If that feels like an insult to you, maybe examine why. You were always welcome to come with us. I was never invited. Not once. For 20 years. You told me I didn't fit in. Things were complicated. They weren't complicated. You chose to leave me behind, and now you're upset that someone else chose to bring me along. Jolene texted me that night. Mom's crying. Can you call her? She didn't call me for 20 years of vacations she took without me. She can sit with this one. I'm going on another trip with Jerome's family next month. His grandmother is coming this time. She's 79 and she told me she's never been to the Pacific and she wants me to go snorkeling with her. I said, absolutely. She said, good. I already bought you goggles. My parents still take trips. Jolene and Cade still go. Nobody has invited me. That's fine now. Because every year, a young woman named Claudette books a room with my name on it and leaves a card on the pillow. That's what family vacations feel like when the family actually wants you there.